Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thanks for joining me again today. Do me a favor, help me spread the word. We are killing it on this channel. We still are killing it on this channel. Help me spread the word. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm uploading new videos, because we've made 5 trades on this channel. All 5 are winning versus Bitcoin. Every single one. Every single one. And on top of that, we are calling the Bitcoin trade perfectly, absolutely perfectly on this channel. And unlike so many other people on crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube who can't see, the obvious resistance lines staring them right in the face. I mean, let's just look at a few examples here. So my friend Chris, right? He talks about last month people laughed at me for this. Now it's happening. And he's got a circle around about $30,000 on the right side there. Or how about Carl? Bitcoin at 30,000 in 5 days. What? What? Or how about that Martini guy who talks about he hopes all the vocal Bitcoin bears are still short from 19,000. And thank you for making a donation to his TMG Wants a New Car Fund. And then he talks about should he buy himself a new toy. Last week's trading profits is burning a hole in his pocket. And to top it all off, he's asking you to put money in, follow his link, put some Bitcoin or crypto into Femex, and then you get a bonus, and you can trade and on leverage and potentially lose all your money. Right? These people, every single one of those people has a link that they want you to follow. And they want you to, send your crypto to some exchange, and then you get a bonus, and then you can trade and leverage. And when were they doing it? Right at resistance. Each of those tweets that they're all excited about, bragging about how much money they're making, is right at resistance. Resistance I've been telling you about for months at this point. And as I've said on this channel repeatedly, don't trade and leverage. We are killing it. We are you can stack sats without trading on leverage, right? We moved out of Ethereum and made a 45% profit on this channel just in the past month or so. We moved out of Bitcoin and put it in Ethereum, made a 45% return. We moved out of Bitcoin and put it in ADA, and we're up 15-20% versus Bitcoin. If you had moved out of Bitcoin and put it in MATIC when I told you it was turning bullish, right at the best moment it was turning bullish, not 3 weeks early, not 3 weeks late, right? Put it in MATIC, put it in Polygon, you'd be up, I don't know, it's like 25-30% or something like that. And same with Polkadot. Polkadot is killing it versus Bitcoin ever since I put it on this channel. And what's the AAVE? AAVE is beating Bitcoin. All of them are beating Bitcoin. I haven't brought you one loser versus Bitcoin on this channel, not one. And so if you had moved out of Bitcoin and put it in these alts, exactly when I said, you'd be stacking sats without trading on leverage. And these people are asking you to trade on leverage at resistance. What resistance, you may ask? Well, let's look at the chart. I've been telling you about this resistance forever. Forever. So here's the chart, right? I drew this red line back here. Before this, actually, I just extended it. And with, this red line, we started talking about it. I started talking on my channel, back here about this red line. And I said, hey, this is going to hold. It should hold. Well, it didn't hold in the end, but it held for, a month, this red line. And I drew it. I had this red line on here previously, and it serves as resistance and support going back almost 2 years at this point. So when it finally broke, I told you this red line was going to serve as strong resistance, right? And we hung out below it for a couple months here, it looks like, or over a month. And it's almost 2 months at this point. It was, we went below it back in June. So we're in August now. So it's like 2 months. And look at, I told you this was going to be strong resistance, this red line. What happened on July 30th, right? I just extended the red line. I haven't drawn it new. It's just extended. It continues on the further we go out, right? What happened on June 30th or July 30th? We wicked up to that red line and got rejected. And what happened the day everybody's telling you, hey, get into Bitcoin, put all your money onto an exchange and trade on leverage? On August 8th, what happened? We wicked up to that red line, got rejected. Exactly at the exact point I told you was resistance. And I told you, do not get excited about Bitcoin again until we get above that red line, until we hold above that red line for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, until we come back down to the red line, test it as support, bounce off with some volume, hopefully, then get excited about Bitcoin. Then we can start talking about the upper range of a bull market, a potential bull market, and where the upper ranges are. It's going to be after we break that resistance line and hold it and test it as support and it holds. We could go up 20,000 in the next few months after that, but not until then. Not until then. None of this is financial advice. That's my game plan, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm killing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not where you're making money right now. Well, you're 45% return on Ethereum. It's something close to that in MATIC if you had taken that trade. And we're beating Bitcoin on Polkadot, on Polygon, on AAVE, and on my number one trade, or my number one that I'm still convinced by the end of the year will be my number one trade, ADA. Beating Bitcoin ever since I moved in. And in fact, I started this channel 14 weeks ago, right? And ever since I started this channel, I've been telling you since day one, new money, dollar cost averaging into Cardano will be better for your portfolio than dollar cost averaging into an Ethereum and Bitcoin by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now. And any new money put into Ethereum is going to be better than putting into Bitcoin by those same time frames. And we're proving it on this channel. Well, how? We dollar cost average $100 every week into each of those cryptos. $100 each week. We've been doing it for 14 weeks. $1,400 in. What's that portfolio looking like? Well, already ADA and Ethereum are outperforming Bitcoin. Already. And it's not even close to the end of the year. Already they're outperforming. And it's not looking good for Bitcoin right now. And I've been telling you, right? This week it's going to break either the blue line, that blue line, which I told you was going to serve as resistance. It did. Right here, I said it's not going to be as strong a resistance, but look at that. It was resistance on, what day was that? Like July 8th. We wicked up to it, got rejected. But I said that's not the strong resistance. The strong resistance is the red line. Well, it's proving to be accurate. I mean, we've gotten rejected. We've wicked up to it exactly. I mean, to the dollar amount. We've got rejected off of it twice. And now we're going to come back down to this blue line. And I told you this blue line, once we got past it, is going to be support. But this week, probably tomorrow with the CPI number coming out, probably tomorrow, either the blue line's going to break or the red line's going to break. And, I've been saying it's 50-50, or I've given a slight edge to the blue line breaking, and maybe I'm still holding to that, but it's not going to be easy to get past the red line. It's right now it's going to be easier to get below the blue line. So I'm still leaning in that direction, that blue line is not going to hold. And if that blue line does not hold, I'm looking to come back down to these levels, back down to about 19,600 around, back down to this red line of support. And if that doesn't hold, watch out below. Now, we are, like I've said repeatedly on this channel, we are going to get past that red line of resistance. We will. And it could happen this week. It will happen. But don't get excited about Bitcoin until those few things happen. We get above it. We hold above it for a week, 2 weeks, a month. Come back down and test that red line as support. And then we can start talking about going higher. But until then, do not get excited about Bitcoin. Do not trade on leverage. Do not advance your crypto to some exchange. I've said it repeatedly on this channel. Those exchanges, the big money on those exchanges have more money than you do. They have more time than you do. They have higher risk tolerance than you do. And to top it all off, they have better tools than you. It's a fool's game. It's a losing game to go trade on leverage. Don't do it, especially when you can get a 45% return on your Bitcoin by just simply getting out of Bitcoin, right? If that's your ultimate goal is to stack sats, then get out of Bitcoin when it's the exact opportune moment, right? To get out of Bitcoin, put it into Ethereum, for example, get a 45% return, and then you can always put it back in Bitcoin with 45% more Bitcoin in just like a month or two. So don't trade on leverage. So let's look at let's do our Ethereum analysis, because that's still beating. I mean, so strong against Bitcoin. And I tweeted about this. I tweeted about Ethereum. Now, we're on the weekly chart, and it's the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. And again, I told you down here, right when we hit this red line of support, that's when I told you I'm moving out of Bitcoin and putting into Ethereum. And ever since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, I got to start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 weeks. 8 of them, well, now 7 of them have been green. We just turned red on this last week here. But really, it's been 8 out of 9 weeks that have been green. And I told you on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, @crypto_liberal. When we got up to 0.075, that's like a 45% return, over a 45% return, I got out of the trade, even though I expect a little bit more upside to this blue line, which is at 0.076, right? That could happen. But what I anticipate is coming back down and testing this red line, because I don't think this pattern is ready to break. But I'm keeping an eye on it, because if this upper blue line breaks and we break above it, hold it for a week or so, come back down and test it as support, and then we break up, hey, watch out. Ethereum is about to ready to roll, and I will get back into Ethereum at that point. Right, as of right now, I haven't done anything with my Ethereum gains. I'm not going to put it back into Bitcoin. I'm thinking AAVE, although Polkadot is starting to make a run. I mean, have you been watching Polkadot? I mean, I can't keep track of all our trades because we're killing it. Now we're starting to kill it on Polkadot here. Let's look at Polkadot versus Bitcoin. Again, the weekly chart. So these are long-term trades. But look, we got in here at 0.00035, and now we're up to 0.00037. And we're starting to make a run here, right? The last 3 weeks are turning green. It's against Bitcoin. Again, why would you want to be in Bitcoin? Why would you want to be in Bitcoin? There's such strong resistance above us. The alts are ready to turn. Alt season's here. I've been telling you that for weeks. And those are just, 5 charts, 5 winning trades. So help me spread the word. Help me spread the message, because we need to get the message out there that you can trade on out of Bitcoin and into some of these alts and stack sats that way. Don't trade on leverage. Don't do it. So that's it. That's all. And I'm pumped, because no matter if Bitcoin goes down or Bitcoin goes up, our alts are going to beat it. Starting with Cardano, moving on to Ethereum, and some of these other ones that we're talking about, right? But still, my number 1's Cardano, my number 2 is Ethereum, and then we'll start talking about some of those other ones. All of them are going to beat Bitcoin, in my opinion, by the end of the year. By the end of the year, I'll stick to those 5 we've been talking about. All of them will beat Bitcoin by the end of the year. I'm sticking to it, because it's already working, right? Stick to something stick to the winners, and just sit back and watch the profits roll in. So that's all I have. Hope you're having a great night. Something's ready to bust, either the blue line or the red line. And I think it might happen tomorrow after CPI. So stay tuned. My name is Mike. I'm the Crypto Liberal. Peace and love. Good night.